Okay, welcome back to another episode of CaseyBuilds Live. Today we're doing something kind of fun, old school. I actually this today we're doing the impressively sized box for the AT-AT Walker. And I say impressively sized because it's only 800 and some odd pieces, which is the same size as the last couple of smaller boxes that we did, but it's in the same size box as like the Millennium Falcon of the same time, and really probably didn't need to be, but this box is actually kind of special because it was the first Legos Star Wars set that I bought. This one was from about 10 years ago. It was one sold between August 10th and the end of 2011, I think. So it's a 10-year-old set, and this was really what marked, aside from the Ferrari set that my dad had gotten me a couple years before that. That was really the Ferrari was the first adult set that I got since I was really young, and then this was the next set that I had got so he'd bought me the Ferrari, and then it had been a couple of years, and then I bought this one for myself, and this was what really kicked off me realizing adults can buy their own Legos. You don't just have to get them as presents, and so this was my gateway drug. So we'll just keep talking about that. Hello everyone, hello Taco Cub. So yeah, this was the first of obviously many, it was oh man, things have changed a bit. Let's see here. I guess we're supposed to put all these minifigs together. Usually things have changed a bit. I actually haven't built this set in a long time. And when I opened it up today, since I wasn't saving it to tear open. Happy Sunday, Mom. Since I wasn't saving it to tear open in front of you guys, since I'd already opened it up, I opened the box up about 20 minutes ago, and Lex and I realized that I had not yet come up with my storage system, and this set was split up into two books. For book 1 and book 2, there aren't like a whole bunch of separate bag sections on this one. They hadn't started really doing that yet, and so the bags are broken up into bag 1 and bag 2, and so Lex saw it and cried a single tear and then got to work. And bless her heart, she got all of this done in about 20 minutes, which is really impressive, and all that we're missing are these little odds and ends over here, which you probably would have a hard time. I mean, I'm sure she would have figured it out, but anyway, yeah. Who doesn't love new and interesting challenges? And yeah, since it has been so long since I built this one, I'm hoping that the patterns that I have established with my taking them back apart and how I keep everything organized will carry through. And I'm just trusting that past Casey did things the same way that current Casey would, but we will find out soon enough.
Yeah, I hope you don't need this bag.
So, let's see here. Which one of these is Luke's face? All these little heads look the same. Eh. You're getting kudos in the chat right now. I need to zoom in on these guys here. So that one is for Snow Dude. That guy right there gets that head. And then between Han and Luke, this one is definitely smirkier, so that's got to be Han, which means this one must be Luke. There we go. Yeah, and I'll hold these up and show you guys, as always, once I... whoops-a-doodle. There we go. No. No! There we go. Everything's getting all messed up. Oh, the shape of the page has changed. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to do a quick update to the way that looks. And see if that... There we go. There. Maybe that'll work a little bit better. Alright, so that guy. Here we have Luke. And Luke is carrying the I don't know if you'd call that thing a grappling hook. But it was the thing that he used to zip himself up underneath the AT-AT. Also, I am going to be calling it an AT-AT. I know this is a hotly contested thing in Star Wars. Some people call it an AT-AT, and I think even on the official page in Wikipedia, which is the name of the Star Wars-oriented Wikipedia, which is a great name. There's Han right there. I think in Wikipedia they even say it officially should be an AT-AT, and I just can't. It's an AT-AT to me. And just like there's an AT-ST, I don't know why you'd call one thing an AT-ST, which is what they call it in the movie, and then have something else that's called an AT or called an AT-AT. That it needs to be consistent, and that bothers me, and so I'm going to be calling it an AT-AT today, and sorry if that upsets you.
Don't at you.
Also, let's see here. Where's the little... Uh-oh. Oh, there's the little backpack. Okay. Going to show you something on this guy here. So I think this is a different Han, maybe. Uh-oh. So the hat on this guy is actually kind of cool because you can put this the goggles. You can either put them up top or you can put them down in front. And there's actually two different places that it clips onto. And I'm not sure if I've ever seen a hat on a minifig that lets you do two different things like that. That could be unique to this set. Not sure. Anyway, just random fun stuff. Let's see here. This is one of these pilot dudes. Pilot dude. Yeah. Pilot dude. And a couple of these add. Very clever. Also, hello, Chris. And then we're gonna have a couple of these snow troopers. I don't remember what the names of them are. Quality control pops in here. I'm sure he'll be able to tell us. I think it was a snow. I want to say snow trooper, even though that sounds kind of like a silly name, but I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Anyway, let's put all these up here. And let's start building the real show here. So, like I said, this was my first self-bought adult Lego set that made me realize you didn't just need to wait for somebody to give them to you as a present. And it was right at the same time I got this one and the Millennium Falcon at the same time. This one was first, and then I thought, you know what, I kind of want to have both, and so I got them both. And at the time, I thought I was really splurging, spending all this money on 2 Lego sets. How times have changed.
It was all downhill from there.
Yeah. So that's also why you probably can't really notice or can't really tell with how small it is on the screen. But which set was I building? There was a different set that I built recently. Did I do the Ewok Village on a stream? I did
I think you did that one just for funsies.
I had done an older Star Wars set on a stream recently. And where am I going with this? Where I'm going is for some reason the PDFs that you can download, and I mean thankfully Lego does have PDFs for 10-year-old sets like this at least. But the instructions you download, the color's not that great on here. So there's even though I've figured out how to configure everything on my screen to make stuff big enough, everything on the screen right now is actually kind of dark, and it's little tough to see exactly what, I don't know, you can see some of the detail on this. But shouldn't slow us down too much. As such, I know I mentioned this already, this is a 800 and change size set, so this should take us a couple of hours. Be done by 4 o'clock, so shouldn't be too long, despite how deceptively large the box is. So more interesting factoids. Part of the reason why I chose to do this set today, I was looking around trying to figure out which set it was, and then something I noticed on a news post was that Empire Strikes Back is currently the box off record holder for this weekend. So with all of the COVID stuff going on, apparently certain theaters around the country are still open, and so they've been re-releasing big blockbusters like Ghostbusters and Jaws and big movies like this. And so this weekend they're doing a 40th anniversary re-release of Empire Strikes Back, and that originally came out in May of 1980, so 40-year anniversary. And this is actually the second time it had gotten re-released, because before the prequels came out, they re-released these, and it was in the theaters in 1997 as well. But this marks the 11th time that Empire Strikes Back was the record holder at the box office over a weekend, because it was 8 weeks straight when it first came out, and then in 97, I think it was, if I'm remembering everything I read correctly, there were 2 weeks in 1997 that it held the box office record, and then this weekend. So Empire Strikes Back, 40-year-old movie, won at the box office. Well, hello, JamCon. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome to the stream. I think Yeah, I think I read that it was $500,000 at the box office this weekend for Empire Strikes Back. And if you compare that to the box office winner from last year at this time, it was so this weekend was $500,000. Last weekend last year it was $45 million for Spider-Man. So
Jesus, was that last year?
bit of a difference, but oops. But that is the world as we live in it today. Eight weeks. 8 weeks straight versus 8 weeks gay. Took me a second to figure that one out. Yes. Apologies, Chris. I will try to use more politically neutral 8 weeks consecutively. How about that? This is a safe place for all viewers. We don't want to alienate anyone. Anyway, 40th anniversary for Empire Strikes Back. And that's what we're building today. And as always, I'll hold these up for you every once in a while when we get to somewhat interesting parts. As it is right now, we're just building up the inner bits of this guy. This will be what basically we're laying the foundation for the insides of the walker. Legs will come down. This is the main body of it. So it is fun to I like going back and building older sets just as much as I like doing the newer ones, and even though they're not as it's not really fair for me to say that they're not as well constructed. They're just you can tell that Lego learns from their designs over the years. Find ways to improve the structural stability of things. They know what works and what doesn't, and how to make better load-bearing areas, and what sorts of pieces are necessary to make sure things really stick together. So it's fun taking a stroll down memory lane like this just to see how far they've come. But still, though, that makes it sound like this is a bad set, which is definitely not the case. Incidentally, when I got this one, I think before this one, before this AT-AT had come out, oh, that's something interesting I'm going to point out. Actually, we'll talk about that first. So one of the things I've mentioned here before is that one of the great things that Lego does with the in their instructions to let you see the difference between black and dark gray is the black pieces always have white outlines, whereas every other piece always has a black outline, and so it just makes it easier to see the black. And apparently that is something that they changed at some point, because right now I'm using black pieces, and in the instructions here they do not have white outlines. So Unless I'm grabbing the wrong ones. Which I don't think I am. Those are black. Yeah. So, at some point in the last 10 years, Lego got smart and made a little adjustment to the way they drew their black pieces in the instructions. Which falls in line with the very last thing that I was saying about them improving. So, Lego definitely seems to pay attention to what they do and has a good track record and of they have a good habit of paying attention, knowing what works, and then building on that. So, still just building up the inside here. It's pretty sturdy. Still got a ways to go though. Well, hello there, MD Cordy. Welcome to the stream. Also, I doubt they'll be watching today because they got married yesterday, but congratulations to Mike and James on their virtual wedding that we got to watch yesterday. That was a lot of fun. First time I've been to a virtual wedding. Every seat was a good seat. And then we get to drive by their place this evening to pick up our very not virtual cake. So I'm excited about that. Who doesn't love wedding cake? So how's everybody's weekends going right now? Everybody staying cool, hopefully? Anybody building anything fun right now? I feel like it's been a while since I've heard about a build coming from Christopher Bailey. Actually, I think the last thing I remember you building was when we were both building our Fast and Furious Chargers, if I remember correctly. Which, in my opinion, sounds like you're due for another set. Oh, a patent write-up. Yeah, okay, I guess that's important too. Ooh, 102 and humid. That sounds awful. Yeah, Chris, I think you're due for a few more Technic sets in your future now. Very good. Yeah, finishing touches on the carousel, so that's, if I remember correctly, you've got all of the carousel seats done, and you just have to do some finishing touches up on the roof of it, I believe. I think that sounds right. Carousel is actually one of the few sets that, while I don't like opening up the cloth pieces for most sets, like if a minifig has a cape or something like that, or a dress, or I don't usually like opening up those parts, but the carousel has roof panels that would just not look right at all without the papery, clothy bits. So it's one of the few sets that I actually use those on. Lots of round stickers. Yeah, I think those are for the reflective mirrory ornaments up on the roof. A lot of the ornamentation, which I found to be very repetitive, and for me that means I don't love it, but as we've covered before, apparently that's something that you are able to find soothing if you're in the right mind space, so I would imagine you will enjoy that. Okay, we almost have, we're putting some side paneling on our walker here. So we're definitely starting able to actually see the shape of this thing. So you can see that the body of it, so we'll have a head that comes out, and actually maybe the head comes off of the, no, this will be the neck area. So anyway, just keep going here. Oh, I was starting to mention this earlier and then I distracted myself somehow. The slightly before this set came out, there was a different AT-AT walker set, and I don't know why they would make this one after the previous one they had, because the previous one, the legs were motorized, and so the thing would actually walk, and some genius decided that that was too cool, I guess, and so they came out with this as a follow-up to it. And this one, you can, the legs are articulating, you can position them, but it certainly does not move under its own power. I don't know why they would, I mean, effectively make it worse, because this thing walking by itself sounds pretty darn cool to me. But I missed that opportunity. Incidentally, that's one of the large reasons now why when sets come out that I think I want, I do not waste any time getting them, because it's super disappointing when Lego retires a set before you've had a chance to buy it, and then the only way you can get it is by spending way ridiculous amounts of money online for people who are capitalizing on your laziness. possible. I do remember this set not feeling super stable. So it is certainly possible that the other set, the predecessor to this one, might not have been, even though it could move its own legs, it might not have been super sturdy. And so that would certainly be a good reason for them to retire the old one and move to this one. So definitely can make it sturdier if it's not, if it doesn't also need to be motorized. A whole lot less complexity. And since I always pointed out, these steps, this little mini section here started with a 2x. So that's why we're building 2 as we go here. One of the things that Lego likes to do when, like, this is obviously a 4-legged thing, and so a lot of the time Lego will have you build alternating, like you'll build these two, and then you build like these 2 corners, and then you'll build these 2 corners, because this corner and this corner will be exactly the same, and then these 2 are mirrors of these. So it's a common thing you find in these instructions when a vehicle or something has 4 corners. You'll do these 2, and then you'll do these 2. So that's what we're doing. So I didn't actually exist when this movie came out, but perhaps some of our senior viewers, more not seniors and senior citizen, but our more tenured viewers might remember where they were. Two, and 2, 1 and 1. Flat pieces, boom, boom, and then some of these. There we go. All right. Oh. Well, Chris, I'd imagine even if you'd popped out 3 weeks earlier than you did, there would be very, very little chance you would have been seeing this thing in the theaters as it is. So, Cordy, I'm guessing you saw this as a rental then. Perhaps on Betamax? feel like of the people that I know, you'd be one of the people that it wouldn't surprise me if you'd had a beta. I don't know what to call him, a beta player. Oh, in the theater. So it was still in the theater by. This thing was in the theater for 6 months. That's impressive. Ooh. It's kind of tight getting that on there. One thing that's neat with this set is some of the structural elements are not hidden from you, and so you do some things like this with braces and things, since it just adds to the detail of the set, and it works. So I like it when things are both, they work visually as well as structurally. Cordy, that is neat. There aren't a ton of things that make me wish that I had been able to experience them at the time they came out, but certainly the Star Wars stuff is one of them. Okay, well this doesn't say 2x on it, so I'm going to assume that this is not a 2x part. It seems weird that we built the legs and then haven't attached them. It seems like we would be building... Seems like we should be building the other corners of legs first so we could put them all on, but I don't remember what this section is. That's great. The first Star Wars movie I had to sadly see in the theaters was Episode 1. Kind of a bummer. But it's something my generation has to deal with. Nowhere to go but up from there, though. Oh, it was supposed to be 2x'd. You just didn't say it. Okay, well, here, I'm going to challenge myself right now, just for funsies, to build this, to duplicate this piece here without going back in the instructions. And just looking at it and replicating it. Just to keep things exciting. Theatrical re-release because of the better picture and sound quality. Yeah. Well, George Lucas certainly has put a lot of effort into improving his creation over the years, over and over and over again, for better or for worse. Okay, do we think I duplicated that? I'm gonna say yes. We'll find out, though. It's either going to work or it won't. Okay, and more of those. You know, Cordy, one of the things that I miss from when you were running the team was how you would always take us to go see a Pixar movie when it would come out. And that is something that I've sort of tried to make a bit of a movie tradition myself with the team after your departure, but it hasn't been met with as much enthusiasm. Kind of a bummer. Okay. So this is neat. There's a lot going on here that I would say is not something that normally, it's not part of the way these sets are normally put together. But we're, again, it's more structural and visual stuff going together. It's just neat. The legs are pretty cool. Alright, well that's the end of this leg. And 2 more of these and we're done with this leg. So you can tell by looking at it like this. This will be a fairly tall walker. And it's neat because so the foot here can move around, and then you've got a lot of movement here on the leg as well. So once these are all done and attached, it is a pretty impressive to see this thing standing there. Obviously not going to stand too well on its own right now. Kind of a risky. I'm gonna set it down over on its side over here for now. I know you can't see it, but yeah, just gonna sit over there. It's not going to stand up too well right now. So now we're building, like I mentioned before, 2 more feet, but for the opposite corners. Try to do this one quickly since it's basically exactly the same thing that we just did 2 of already, just mirrored. So try to keep it moving. I can see that my cousin Molly is sending me texts right now, but I can't actually see what they are due to me streaming. Molly, I don't know if you are out there watching right now, but if you are, I will reply to you in roughly an hour and 15 minutes or so. alternatively, if you are watching, feel free to put whatever you said. Put your questions in the chat, and I can actually see it there. Trying to fly through here. Not that it is in itself boring, but we've already done this, so there's not much new to see here. Just building a couple more legs. I was actually surprised to read that there were any theaters that were even actually open right now. I just assumed that all the theaters were closed everywhere, but I suppose everywhere around the country is making different policy decisions right now about what's allowed. So I don't think there are any theaters open around our area where I'm at. That said, whether they're open or not, I don't think I'd be comfortable going to a theater right now anyway. Oh. Thank you, motherboard. One of them. That is somehow backwards. Oh. No, I just put it on backwards. There we go. That's fine. Rats. There we go. There we are. Oh. I think I might have forced this. Oh, I did. That is not going to be fun to take off. So something I didn't realize was they have since changed this. This is an older version of the piece. If you look at the hole up top, if you're looking at this side, there's nothing around the rim. Whereas if you look at this side, there's a couple of little notches. And if you do it the right way, it just snaps into place. If you do it the wrong way and have the notches on the underside when you try to attach that piece, you have to really manhandle it like I did on those other feet. I'm not gonna. It's on there now. I'm not gonna try to take it off and fix it. But that's gonna be. I'm gonna pay for that mistake when I take this thing back apart. So that's wonderful news. Okay. Since I learned last time, this is a two-parter, so we're going to just do both at the same time and not try to build it from memory like I believe I successfully did last time. But we'll find out once we get to the end of this thing if I have extra pieces or if it doesn't go together. But confidence, I'm not worried. I'm sure it'll be fine. But now I'm thinking, I'm hoping that in another 10 years they'll do another re-release of Empire, because I think probably of all of the Star Wars movies, this would be the one that I would most want to see in the theaters. So if they could do a 50th anniversary re-release, that would be pretty darn cool. Almost done with the second set here. Okay, that goes like that. Nope, upside down. Like that. You go this way. You go that way. There we go. So putting a piece through the middle of here, that's something that's obviously the perfect size to be able to do. But it's not something that you typically do. So getting to do that's kind of fun. Having that be part of the build is just different. Kind of makes you want to go look at all of the pieces across all the different types of pieces they have and look at them and think, okay, well, what are new ways to attach things that I've never thought to attach them before? Sort of like what I was talking about yesterday in the build, where I was wondering if the guys who create this stuff are laying in bed and have notepads on their nightstands that wake up in the middle of the night and they think, oh, I wonder if I could put these two pieces together in this different way. If they're just constantly trying to think about creative and unusual ways for Lego pieces to fit together they've never done before. Okay, now we can finish putting the legs on this guy. Now that we have enough of them. Yeah, there we go. So, angle it for you. So it is actually pretty, like, it is taller than my hand is wide. Looks like we're doing another set of things where we build one set for the rear legs, and then we'll build, or I'm sorry, different corners. Oh, excuse me. Did I just make all of you watching yawn, or did one of you out there yawn and it somehow magically got through to me and make me yawn? Not sure. There. And this one goes there. All right. More flavor bits. Sorry, Chris. Well, oh shoot. There's another one. Sorry. Apologies, everybody. It's not my intention. All right. This goes right down here. That is funny. I didn't know the yawning worked with pets. Oh no, I have one extra. Oh no. This is an extra piece, and all my other extra pieces are in the extra piece bag already. Oh no. Well, we'll figure out if that was supposed to go with something in the next bag or what. Oh, Echo P7, hello. Welcome to the stream. Zombie apocalypse video. Oh, that sounds fun. Is it a Lego zombie apocalypse video? Thank you. Okay. All right, well, we're an hour in and we're done with the first bag. This is a 2-bag set, 2-book set. So I think we have an hour to go and then we'll be done. Yeah, that little nib must have. I don't know. I'm guessing that it was an extra one that should have been in bag number 2 here. Sorry, there's another yawn. Good luck, everybody. Really not sure what to make it. We're gonna set this guy up here by all of our little minifigs, and I'm guessing right now that I'm gonna be one stud shy when I get to the end of bag 2. So that just means when I was taking it apart, I accidentally put one of these studs in bag 1 that should have been in bag 2. That's my hope. We'll see if that's what happens. Otherwise, that's just going to go in the extra piece bag. No, I don't think it was that big of a mistake. Oh, Noah Bob. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you around here before either. It's kind of fun seeing new people here. So, for anybody that's new to the stream right now that wasn't here when I started, we're in honor of the 40th anniversary re-release in theaters right now, which are apparently open. We're building a AT-AT Walker from Empire Strikes Back. I certainly don't need to look hard to find enough of a reason to build a Star Wars set. They are certainly the most common set in the library here. But it seemed like as good a reason as any. Yes, please. If you're new around here, still trying to hit that 100 subscriber mark so that I can actually have a permanent URL. That would be great. So it helps me and it helps you. So if you like the stream, go ahead and give it a subscribe, and then you won't have to hunt for that URL every weekend when I'm streaming. Myself and the other frequent viewers, I'm sure, would greatly appreciate it. Also, I don't know if any of my regular viewers out there ever like going back and watching old streams, but I've been trying to categorize and make playlists and things. So I've started grouping up all of my old. I've got a playlist for all my Star Wars builds, and I've got a playlist for my Technic builds, and so you can see that's coming together correctly for the shape of this thing. Anyway, yeah, I've been trying to make my channel a little more useful if you ever go there to watch something other than a live stream. Okay. I think we're building more. You know, that could be the tail into this thing. I really turned around with it. Maybe that's going to be the front. That could be the hind quarters. Or no, maybe that is the head. I don't know. Still working. We got a ways to go. About halfway done, so we'll see soon. Oh, and this guy's too tall. I can't see my instructions. Yeah. Now my mouth is starting to water because I can hear Lex scooping something out of a bowl that she's eating from, which I can only assume is homemade ice cream. And She's making me very jealous right now. But we will maintain a sense of professionalism. We will not take a break to eat a bowl of ice cream in the middle of the stream. Oh, what's that?
Blueberries.
Oh, no, frozen blueberries. Just like that, I'm no longer jealous. Though I am thinking about a bowl of homemade ice cream now. But I did it to myself. All right. Sorry, Cordy. I don't think I have enough to share with the whole class. Pretty sure I only have one more serving of my my favorite of hers, which is the cookies and cream. Yeah, there we go. Cookies and cream ice cream. Alright. This is a weird... So we're using standard Lego pistols here, but we're putting them on the front of this thing just to be just some extra flavor on this thing. They're not actually like pistols getting held. They're meant to be, you know, wiring or just model materials. Okay, what's this now? One of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. One great thing about this set, though, is I remember, I think it had a grand total of 3 stickers, maybe 2 stickers. At which point you kind of wonder, why would you even have any stickers at all if all you're going to have is 1 or 2 of them? But certainly not as prolific with the stickers as current sets tend to be. Just stickers all over the place. Taking the place of creativity. Keep thinking one of these days that I'm just gonna declare no more war against stickers. I'm simply just going to avoid using them at all, period. I'm just gonna, if a sticker comes in a set, that's fine. I'm not gonna use it. I think that will be in my future. I'm not quite there yet, but I have a feeling that will be something. Okay. No, but you see, I can't have you put them on because that would just give me an excuse to get mad at you for something, and I don't want to have to get mad at you, even if it's something out of your control and it's completely irrational and not your fault. I wouldn't want you to have to shoulder that burden. My assumption is that stickers are inherently flawed, a flawed part of the Lego experience. So even with perfect placement, their existence is still an issue. So there's still been a lot of little one-off uses of these single black studs. I'm not quite sure which one would have been the most likely for me to have put in the wrong bag at this point, but I'm still hoping that's going to be the case. Okay. See, now I feel like if this were a more modern day Lego set, this certainly all is coming together pretty well, but I feel like there's a few little gaps, and if this were a current set, I don't know how they would address it, but I feel like that's something that would not exist in a modern set that was designed 10 years after this one. Similarly, I feel like the inside of this area, while this is open and then the sides will open for this, it is something that I feel like with the modern one, they're better at making things more open, so that if you were, actually playing with it, or you were using minifigs and, recreating a scene or whatever, you could actually see inside a little bit better. This is better than nothing, but still not as good as many of the sets are currently today. But we'll just put this guy up over here for now. Alright, now we're going to build the head of this thing. We'll see which side of it is actually the front. It's kind of hard to tell with it being so blocky which way goes which way. There. Similarly, if you were not on the stream from the very beginning, one of the things I mentioned was this was the first modern Lego set, Star Wars set or Lego set that I bought for myself as an adult. Come to think of it, when I was, I don't think I really bought any sets for myself when I was a kid. Motherboard or Mike 16. You guys can correct me on this. Oh, hello, Jay. I don't think I actually ever bought myself any Legos. I know I had an allowance, but I don't know if I ever went out and bought myself a Lego set when I was younger. This could possibly be the first Lego set that I bought for myself. Which now seems kind of extra wild. Maybe I had like Toys R Us gift certificates that maybe I went and picked myself out a Lego set. Maybe. This is certainly the first Lego set that I would have gotten with money earned from a job. Yeah. I am making up for lost time now, though. Not even a worldwide pandemic can slow my purchasing down on Legos. Didn't I have an allowance? I think I had an allowance. I think I might have had an allowance when I was really young, and then that stopped at some point. This set is a little over 800, so we're actually more than halfway done at this point. We're going to be done by 4. Pretty sure. Yeah, Cordy, I think either you or the guy, one of the guys in the couple that got married yesterday, you or him, I think would definitely be, of all of the people I know, the guys who spend quite a bit on Legos the way I do. This is cool. We have the inner skeleton of the head here, which includes a spot for a little minifig to sit, which is appropriate. Let's see here. What year you got me the Ferrari set? I'm gonna say I think that would have been. I guess 2007, maybe. Exactly. Saving money, not eating out, and all the money we're saving on gas. I know I'm certainly ahead right now. Okay, well, let's see here. There's the first sticker symbol in these instructions, so there's definitely a symbol in here, or definitely a sticker. This set came out mid 2010 to the end of 2011 was when it was out. Oh, did you give me the Ferrari when I was in college? I'll look up the model number later. I'll see what year that came out, that Ferrari you got me. I can't remember. There are a few other. There are a couple other Ferrari sets from the early 2000s that now I've tried to find online to purchase because they look like they'd be really cool, but thousands of dollars. And so that's a little too extreme even for someone as crazy as me. I could do some Lego Harry Potter. I've got a few of those. I can do that. Ask and ye shall receive. Have to get that straight. Okay. Apparently we're using a shovel to simulate either plating or tubing of some kind. But again, just lots of, we got a hammer in there, or a chisel, I don't know. We got lots of creative use of certain different parts here. Creative non-standard use. This needs to be over here, but I'm not seeing what it's supposed to attach to. Guess I missed something. Oh. There are these pieces on the back right here. Those little guys attach into those little guys. I was missing that. But that goes together nicely. Okay. Very good. The term for adding detail is crenellation. And the minifigs we've got some snow trooper guys. We've got a couple we have a pilot here. We got C-3PO. Then we got snow speeder Luke. We got Han, and I feel like that could be an alternate version of Han. No, just a rebel trooper. Rebel trooper. And then this is, I believe his name is General Veers, if I remember correctly. Some deep Star Wars trivia right there. Maybe not that deep. Yeah, some of the Lego Star Wars sets, especially some of the older ones, there's certainly a lot of this concept of detail that they add on, but in a way that's just sort of annoying. I feel like that's something that they've gotten better with. This is one of the ways that they've improved over the years. Less less tedious sculpting. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know the right way to refer to it. Another shovel over here. Make sure I put it at the same distance and angle as the one for the other side. Because even though you wouldn't be able to see them both at the same time, knowing that they were different would obviously drive a normal person crazy. There we go. Okay, we got most of our head built. Pretty good. Need to give him some scalp or hair, toupee or something. There's something sticky on this tray. That's no good. That's tough to see. Okay. These dark blacks are be so much easier if they had white outlines. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Got it. Not done yet. We'll be done in. We'll be done within the next half hour, though. Started an hour and a half ago. Well, that's nice. Okay, so this top bit is actually double hinged to make it, to give it a better way to close here. That's nice. And we'll go ahead and put our driver pilot dude in there right now so we don't forget, since that's where he's supposed to sit. There we go. He's in his little cockpit there. And locked into place. Very good. Okay, now let's attach that wherever it is supposed to become attached. And that appears to be on this side. There we go. Haha! Alright, so now we got the head that can go back and forth. Very nice. All right. What's left? Oh, we have to do the the walls here. Again, I'm gonna kind of move this. It's probably an okay place for him. I do love the Harry Potter recommendation request. sometimes I'm in here looking around at my sets, trying to come up with which one I want to do next, and knowing you want some Harry Potter, it's good. Let's see here, this guy needs to go 1, 2, 3 and a half. Is that the right spot? 1, 2, 3 and a half. Yeah. All right. See you later, Jay. Thanks for popping in. Lex was actually looking at my sets earlier today too, and thought I've got a couple of different sets from Crate, which is the planet that has all the red salt all over it, and she thought over the course of the weekend I could build a couple of them so that they kind of fit together. So we might do that one of these weekends too. One set one day, one set another day. There we go. Oh, whoops. That was the wrong side. Don't know what the difference is, but that's supposed to go on that side. So that's the side we'll put it on. Certainly not a lot left to this guy. In fact, I think this is one of those sets. So recently I was talking about how Lego likes to give you a little appetizer before getting into the main course sometimes. I think this set was built before they started having that pattern. And if I remember correctly, we're actually just about done with the walker, and then we're going to build some other light artillery thing that'll be, pretending to shoot it or something. I think, if I remember correctly. Which, if this set were to be released now, that would be something that they would have you build first, so that when you're done with the big set, the big fun stuff, that's the main course, the climax of the movie, instead of going out with a whimper. Okay, there we go. Set that there. There's the second call for a sticker. Oh, and the third. Nope. Yes. And that's funny, the call for stickers in this one, there's two different pieces that have stickers on them, but they're right next to each other. And if it were a modern set, the stickers are all individually numbered, but in this set, there are no numbers on the stickers, And if you look in the instructions, there's actually just one little symbol saying put a sticker here, and it is basically telling you to put a sticker on two different things with one symbol, which is also not the way they do things anymore, or do things now. So lots of little improvements. That way. Alright, now we've got more Imperial dudes. We've got these guys that I'm just going to call them Snow Troopers. I think that was their name. Confident enough that that was their name, that's what I will call them. Great Halls, yeah, Great Hall would be a perfect set to build. That's about the right size. Certainly not the castle. That thing was a monster. That thing's bigger than the Disney castle. That's a great suggestion. All right, so we got some dudes here, which that doesn't stick very well either. This could be made much better. That's not there. This guy goes in here. There we go. That just sort of sits in there. It's kind of hokey. It could come out on either side too. It just this dude tray just slides in there. It's kind of weird. Again, older set. They've come a long way in the last 10 years. Okay. And okay, yeah, now we do this radar disc thing to finish it off. This thing is too big for me to see the instructions. No. Well, I'm not seeing any more calls to use that little black stud, so that must have been an extra piece from I'm sorry. It would not have been. I didn't miss placing it on here somewhere. I'm confident in that. So I'm not sure how it made its way out of the extra piece bag into bag number 1, but it's going to be going back into the extra piece bag. I'm not sure how that could have happened in the first place. Dude tray. Well, it seemed like an appropriate way to describe it. Okay. This attaches to here. There we go. And we'll put this guy manning that. So just kind of a silly little anti-something or other. Yeah, okay, well that's pretty much that. So we've got Han and C-3PO, which it's not canon, but we're going to put them up on top of this thing for now. And we'll have Luke. We'll place Luke hanging here from the side, so you can see that he's coming up to set a thermal detonator charge on the undercarriage of this thing. That works. And so, like I was saying, these legs articulate really well. So you can actually, you can bend them around like this. To give it some good shape. So I just moved it just a little bit, but it works pretty well. All the different corners. The head rocks back and forth. You can get that guy out of there if you want to. Oh, that's really where he belongs. Yeah. Good set. There's my first modern self-bought Star Wars or otherwise Lego set. That was a fun build today. Hour 45 minutes. Even finished ahead of schedule for what I thought it would be. Thank you all for showing up. Realized that today's Sunday, not Saturday. Don't know where the weekend went. But I had a great time. That was a fun build. I do plan to build next weekend. I'm not sure if we'll be doing Harry Potter just yet. Probably. I don't see why I wouldn't. And the Great Hall is a great suggestion, so we'll probably go with that. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you guys all here next weekend, I hope. Bye, everyone.